Hi, my name is Keenan Cortez. I serve as Mayor of Joplin, and this is your monthly community update. For this month's episode, I want to walk you through an item you'll see on the April 7th ballot, Proposition Police and Fire. My goal today is simply to explain what the measure is, what it would do, and how it would work if approved by voters. Before I get into the details, though, I want to encourage you to sign up for The Citizen, our monthly email newsletter. Just scan the QR code on your screen to subscribe. It's a great way to stay informed about city projects, upcoming events, and important issues like this one. So what is Proposition Police and Fire? It's simple. It's a no tax increase renewal that dedicates funding to the police and fire departments. I'll explain this a little more. Proposition Police and Fire asks voters whether the city should continue an existing 1/2 cent public safety sales tax at the same rate currently collected under what's known as Proposition B pension sales tax. That existing tax was approved by voters to fund police and fire pension obligations. Once these pension obligations are fully satisfied, the Prop B tax is set to expire sometime in 2027. If Proposition Police and Fire is approved, the 1/2 cent sales tax would continue at the same rate beginning in 2027 and would be specifically dedicated to funding police, fire, and dispatch services. It would not increase the current sales tax rate. It would continue the existing rate to meet other needs of our police and fire departments once the pension obligation is complete. The measure outlines that revenue from the continued tax would be used for several public safety needs, including more competitive pay and benefits compared to other similar cities in the region, as well as additional staffing, equipment, vehicles, and facility improvements. Currently, our starting pay for police and firefighters is significantly behind the average starting pay offered by cities like Springfield, Bentonville, and Jefferson City. Joplin is seeing our talented people lured away to these other jurisdictions where they can be paid thousands of dollars more per year. Joplin is frankly behind on pay for these public safety roles, and we should find a way to catch up. However, the city's main funding source, the 1 cent general sales tax, is budgeted to deliver the city about $18 million in 2026, while our budgeted expenses for the general fund portions of the police and fire departments alone eclipse that at $19.8 million. That's why there's not much room in the general fund to address these issues, unless we identify a dedicated funding source for police and fire. Approval of the measure would allow funding for up to 9 additional police officer positions and 6 additional firefighter positions. It would also provide a 23% pay increase for police officers and firefighters, which would cost $2 million for police personnel and $2 million for fire personnel, as guaranteed in negotiated contracts with police and fire unions. That may sound like a big pay increase, but keep in mind, the new starting pay, if this should be approved by voters, would still be lower than the current average starting pay for our benchmark cities. While not an ultimate fix to public safety pay issues, this would be a major step forward, getting closer to equalizing our current disadvantage when it comes to competitive pay compared to the regional benchmarks. When we don't offer competitive pay, it becomes hard to attract new recruits and keep our trained and experienced public safety staff. We would also be able to replace the aging fire station number 3, make improvements to the police firing range and training facilities, and replace certain vehicles and fire trucks. If the measure is not approved, the existing Prop B pension sales tax would expire once its obligations are fulfilled, and that dedicated revenue stream would end at that time. I want to point out that Proposition B pension sales tax for police and fire was passed by Joplin voters in November of 2019 and went into effect in 2020. We told you then it might take 12 years to fully fund the pension, but we followed through on the promise, and Prop B has been extremely successful. We now expect the police and fire pensions to be fully funded ahead of schedule to 120% sometime in 2027, which will cause that Prop B tax to expire. That success provides us with the opportunity to ask voters if they want to continue the same tax rate and keep using that funding to benefit public safety departments. But now, instead of paying to catch up our pensions up to where they needed to be, we could actually use that funding to improve pay, hire more police officers and firefighters, and invest into the facilities and equipment they need to do their jobs more effectively, protecting our community. As always, it's important for voters to review the full ballot language and understand exactly what is being proposed. You can find detailed information, including the complete ballot language and frequently asked questions, on the city's website at joplinmo.org/Prop Police Fire. Our role as city government is to provide accurate information so residents can make informed decisions. I encourage you to take the time to review the materials and remember to vote on April 7th. Thank you for staying informed and engaged in your local government. If you appreciate these updates, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn for the latest news. We'll see you next month.